Hi, my name is Joel, and for my part, I take the Go chess, which means it's the Go game. And what is Go game? Go game is an abstract strategy board game for two players, and this game was invented in China. And I believe that this is the one of the oldest board game continuously played until today. So, talk about the Go words in the English name. This board game is derived from the Japanese name called Igo, I-G-O, which is derived from the Chinese name called Weiqi, and the meaning is surrounding game. So why I'm talking about the oldest, this is one of the oldest game. So because it is a lot of history to say, according to the legend, the creator of the Go game is teaching tools. And after the ancient, this is created by the Chinese Emperor Yao and designed it for his son Dan Zhu to learn discipline, concentration, and balance. And with the time passed, the reliable record of the Go game in the history is in the spring and autumn period. And in the Tang Dynasty, Go game was become greatly developed in that time and become popular. So why I'm talk about the popular? Because in that time, Go game is one of the four essential art of a cultural Chinese scholar in antiquity, which means Go game must be mastered at Chinese scholar in that time. So next I talk about how what is the item inside the Go game. They have three things: Go board, the board to play, the stones, and the bow. So talk about the board, Go board. In also is called as Go band. The standard board is marked with 19 times 19 grid. The smaller boards also include that 13 times 13 and also 9 times 9 grid. And basically the smaller board is for the shorter game, and is often to teach the beginners, is for to teaching youth. And for the types of the board that we usually have, the economy one is called as economical board, which is comprised with the paper, plastic, or laminate. And also for more modern one, there is some of the board is made by magnetic. But for the traditional one, which is more expensive one, is made by the woods, in which we can see in this picture. Yeah, and this board still is using in the tournament game in Asia. So for the Chinese version of the floorboards are not always made from a block of wood, and more closely resemble small table with an inline Go board. Usually the design of this floorboard, the leg raise the board to the correct height, and the board range is from 14 to 21 cm height. The thickest of the board are the more elegant. So there is and the size often have on the sides of the board have square recesses to prevent the wrapping and to amplify the sounds of the stone hitting to the surface. So next I'm talking about Go stones. Usually Go stones have 361. Why? Because in the board we say that standard size is 19 times 19. That's the number is 361. So 361 stones are made it. And the black stones is 181, and the white stone is 180. Why? We was asking why the black stone have another one. So basically in the game, the black is move first, and as a player back soon. So later I will more explaining about this. So we talk about the material, how to make this game. Those two. In China, the game traditionally is played with single convert stones. It's made of a composite called Yun. The material comes from Yunnan province and is made by sintering a proprietary and trade secret mixture of mineral compound derived from the local stone. And for the traditional one, we can see how they are used the stone. The stone for traditional one is made by stone, and usually the black stone are slightly larger in diameter than white. Why? This is because that to compensate for the optical illusion created by contrasting colors that would make equal size white stone appear larger on the board than black stones. So next, I talk about the bowls. So the bowl you can see that in here is made by wood, and this is shaped like a flattened sphere with a level underside. The bowls are usually made by wood. Because this is just a bowl, I'm not more for explaining about this. So we will talk about how to play the Go game. So basically, there's two players and they have holding one color of the stone, black and white, and the black stone will be start first. It will put any places on the point, and before I say how to put and where to put, we can talk about there is 9 mark point we can see here. These points are usually referred to as the star point. They serve as reference point as well as markers on which the handicap stones are placed in handicap game. So the stone will be placed in the intersection here, the point we can see here, and we will place it. So after you place the stone, you cannot move it unless it is captured and taken off from the board. So you must have a question that how to capture the stones, how to capture a group of stones. But basically it's very easy. So if the stone is here, we can see here, any example is more either here, and we take 4 of the white stone, surrounded it. So we can see that white stone is surrounded the black stone, right? So in this situation, the black stone will be determined as capture and we'll put it in the prisoner pew. So next I'm talk about one of the rule, one of the situation we can see here. So take the black first. So for example, now the black stone want to place it. So want to capture this white stone, so we will place it at here, right? So the black stone will be sent to the prison area. And next, the move is for the white stone. White stone will place here. So for example, and then the black stone will be sent. So if continuously they're doing the same thing and like this, you will see that it's looping continuously. So that there is a rule, we call it as call rule, K-O-R-U-L-E, call rules. So this rules is talk about the player are not allowed to make a move that return the game to the previous position. So for now, if the black we need to place, I need to place. So you cannot do previous position, right? So you need to place, I need to place any of the place in the maps, and then the white also need to do this, and the black, yeah, this is the previous is here, right? So which means you can put here and this. So this will be break the continuously loop. So if the white is maybe put here and then the black is put here, then the ending will be maybe continue. For the scoring, you must have the question how to take the score and how to end. So you can see that this on the board, there is this is white and this black, and the scoring have one rules that come from Chinese is called as area scoring. A player scores is the number of the stones, you can see that, and the player has the number stood on the board and plus the number of empty intersections surrounded by the player's stone. So what we can say that these places is surrounded by the black stone, even though this and this is not surrounded, but we can see that here is surrounded by the black and here is surrounded by the white. Yeah, thank you.
Hi there, I'm Jason, and my topic for our group project, Chinese Traditional Games, that I will demo is called Lantern Raiders. The Lantern Raiders, also known as the Mi in Chinese, are the readers written on lanterns, slips of paper attached to lanterns, or simply readers displayed during the Mid-Autumn Festival. Anyone can guess the answer to the readers if it doesn't before them. So, what are the lantern readers? The lantern readers often contain a message of wisdom and good fortune. They are a fun way of practicing language and problem-solving skills. Hints are provided to indicate whether the answer is a person, a place, a thing, or an idiom. If you have tried solving the readers, you might have required the might of the tiger, since it was considered very challenging. Thus, lantern readers were also called as Wen Hu and Den Hu. So, when did the tradition of lantern readers begin? According to history, the Chinese lantern readers have a lot of history behind them, and one of the history is it seems to have begun in the 13th century when Zhou Mi's book Memoirs of Life in Southern Song's capital of Hangzhou mentioned people attached readers to lanterns. The lanterns were based on poems, folklore, historical events, and even jokes about social issues. Scholars would write the readers, and the crowd would try to guess the correct answer. The reader solvers might win a small gift or any prizes. Other than that, in ancient time, lantern readers were even used by the emperor's advisors to make suggestions to give advice which the emperor may not like. If the suggestion did not go down well, the advisor would interpret the readers in a different way. So, the posing and solving of readers has long been an important part of Chinese lantern festival. The date of the origin of the lantern reader is not definite, but according to Japanese writers, it probably first became popular during the Northern Song dynasty and become associated with the Feast of Lanterns during the 17th century. Okay, so right now I will talk about how to prepare or make a lantern reader. So it's basically really easy because all you need to prepare is one lantern or any lantern that related to Mid-Autumn Festival, and also a paper that used to, or any manila card that you can use to print out the readers or write the readers inside, and then attach the reader paper to the bottom of the lantern, and then right here you can tie it up, and then it's done. So finally will become like this. Attach the paper to the bottom of a lantern and then tie it up, and it's done. So one lantern reader is ready to go. So it's quite very simple for all of us to prepare it. Okay, so right now I will demonstrate on how to play and guessing the lantern readers. So now, as you can see here, these are the lantern readers that I have prepared in home because of MCO, that right now we cannot go outside, and usually we play these lantern readers at outside, like we can see at the school event or other big event of Mid-Autumn Festival celebration. They usually can hang a row of a row or a few row of lantern readers for people to play and guess. So now I will demo a few of it and show you guys some of the questions that we'll have on these lantern readers. Okay, so now I will start my demo of these lantern readers. Okay, the first lantern we got here. So first we take a look of the readers first. So right here it says 1,000 threads, 1,000,000 strands, reaching the water, vanishing all at once. Hint: a natural phenomenon. So I will guess this answer maybe is rain, maybe. So now I have my answer already, and if I want to confirm my answer whether it's correct or not, I can see the answer provided at behind of this reader paper. And also we have to know that sometimes they will not provide the answer behind of the reader paper when it comes to competition or any reader contest that in some of the festival event. Okay, so now as we can see here, the answer is rain, which means that my answer is correct. Well, which is pretty nice. Okay, so now I have one correct answer of the random readers. So let's move to the next one. So the second one. So let us look at the reader here. So it says, sometimes it's curved like a smile, other times it's round like a plate. Hint: something in space. Okay, this is very tricky one. I guess my answer with the moon. Maybe it is the moon. So let's find out the answer. Okay, the answer is the moon. So we got second correct right now. Okay, let's proceed to the third one. The next one. So the readers here says, what belongs to you but gets used all the time by other people. Okay, I guess I don't know the answer. So I consider I don't know the answer first. So let us see the answer. Okay, right now the answer shows here is your name. So because of my answer is because I don't have the answer, so which means my answer is wrong already. So right now I got 2 correct and 1 wrong. Okay, let's move on. So the next reader here is, let us see that. Okay, it says 2 houses with doors wide open. They allow 1,000,000 people in, but can't stand a tiny grant. Hint: a body part. A body part. So I guess I don't know also, because it's really hard sometimes, the reader. Okay, so let us see the answer. Oh, the answer is eyes. So which means I got my second incorrect answer right now. So let's move to the last one. So the last reader right here. Okay, it says it wears over 300 pieces of clothes and takes off 1 piece each day. At the end of the year, only 1 piece of cardboard is left. Hint: household item. Well, maybe I got through on this, and I guess the answer is the calendar. So let's see the answer. Okay, the answer is calendar, which means the answer is correct. Okay, so that is the last one reader that I have finished guessing. So total my correct answer is total right here we got 5 lantern readers. So my total correct answer is 3 out of 5, which is okay for me because this is just for fun only, casually play for fun, and right now it's not a competition. So now what I want to say is Lantern Readers is welcome all of the people to play and guest at the Mid-Autumn Festival celebration event. And it is good for all of us to think outside the box sometimes and enjoy the fun of guessing the readers with family and friends. And that's all for my demonstration of the Lantern Readers. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chok Jahik, and today I'm gonna be introducing Chinese chess. Chinese chess is a strategy board game for 2 players. It can be played by 2 players at a time, and this is probably the most popular board game in China right now. It still has tournaments just like Western chess, international chess. Just it's full of Chinese culture. And this game is like a simulation of a war in a board. You can see we have 2 people, and we are basically opponents, and we are trying to win the war on the board. And both players have soldiers that have unique abilities, and the person that could use the special abilities to apply to its strategy and win the game. Now let's talk about the history of the game and where it came from and who invented it. Well, the game of Chinese chess is born in the transition between the Qing and Qing dynasty. As you know, it's like an age of war, and the war have given born to such a great game, and it could be used to real life strategy if you use it well. And legends had said that rules back then was not necessarily the same as the rules that we are using as the rules that we are using right now. The games back then was slightly different than now, and the game has been around for 2,000 years. It has been considered an intangible cultural treasure by China.
And now we're gonna talk about the making of Chinese chess. Chinese chess has multiple forms. It could be made just by paper, or it could also be carved into tables and furnished in public places such as parks for people to enjoy them. But today we're gonna introduce them in the most commonly seen form, like it's made of wood. So for the board, the Chinese chessboard, which could be understood as the war zone, has multiple forms. The most commonly seen are made out of wood, which is this one. And manufacturers would shave and polish a piece of wood into smooth plank like this. This is smooth and shiny, and they will apply ink to draw the intersections and part of the war zone. As you can see, there's like intersections to apply your soldiers and everything. And the second form is carved into a table, which is mostly seen in parks in China, but we don't have it here and we could not film it today. And manufacturers would carve out this drawing, like the drawing right here, of the board on top of a stone table, and put it in the park for people to enjoy the game outdoor with their friends, which is very common in China. And the second part of making the Chinese chess, other than the plank, is the chess pieces. This one, as you can see, there's 2 colors, red and black. Chess pieces are traditionally the chess pieces would be made out of wood, which is like this. This is a piece of wood, and the chess makers would process the wood into a cylinder, like almost like a cheese wheel. As you can see, it's a small cylinder, and it would carve. You can see it's carved in. And they would apply ink to separate both different colors and carve in the symbols that represents each chess on top of the wood. Another way that chess pieces are made is by using plastic. It is much more cheaper and more convenient to be bringing around to play the game with friends. The plastic would be shaped into a cylinder, and they would use ink to draw on top of the plastic. And now we're gonna explain how how Chinese chess works and how to play it. The final mission of the game is to kill the general of our opponents, which is this is ours, and this is the opponent's. The final mission is to attack it and kill it. So we have to apply strategies to it, and each different chesses that have different symbols have different abilities to it. You can almost think of it like a Chinese international chess. It's the rules are the same, just the abilities are not the same. And you can see there's here. It's called 界河 in Chinese, which could be translated into the world river. And let's begin on how to play. Usually, the red would start first. So I'm red. I will go first, and it's a turn-based game. So I make one move, and the opponent must make one move. We both move one. We both make a move on each our turn, and each of the chess would have different functions and abilities. For example, this we call it Pao in Chinese. Pao abilities is to eat an opponent chess when there's something blocking between them. So they have to have an obstacle. Let's say I have this. I cannot eat this, but I can use this because there's an obstacle. If this is removed, I could not go to this because there's not obstacle, and the condition is not met. And this is Ma, which is translated to horse. This could be like, this is like just like the international chess. It moves in an L shape. Like I could go an L left or L right. And this is the most important part in Chinese chess. This is a river, which is not involved in international chess. Crossing the river would unlock several chess pieces abilities that are not available before. It could be also restrict some pieces of moving past it. For example, this is the most common soldier. Before the river, the soldier could only move in a straight pattern. After crossing the river, we could move it left and right, but which unlocks it. We could not move left and right before the river, and it restricts this one. This is Xiang, which is like a ministry, a helper of the general. This river restricts it from crossing. The Xiang could not restrict it, could not go past the river. And there is one more rule, which is the KO rule. It's applied. It happens when there's a straight line formed between the generals of each other. This we could just KO it, which is like a checkmate in international chess. If a straight line is unblocked by any pieces is formed between the two generals, the person would lose, which is called 飞天将, which is translated to flying checkmate as unblocked route is formed.
Hi, I'm Li Wangling. My student ID is 1101200748. I'm come from Group 16. My topic is Mahjong. Mahjong is one of the Chinese traditional game. It has many nicknames such as Ma Xue, You Gan You, but most of us call it Mahjong. So we will call it Mahjong in whole video. There is a wide spectrum of opinion on the origin of Mahjong. I choose the statement that is more reasonable and acceptable to everyone. That they say Mahjong is come from a food protection activity. As we know, old China is an agricultural country. Their tax usually pay in paddy. They need granary to keep those paddy. But when that time, they cannot stop sparrow to steal paddy. The officer that managed granary is very headed. So they decided to find people to catch sparrow. To encourage people, they use bamboo card to record the number of birds they catch and give them money based on the card. So this become fruit protection game. That's why Mahjong card drawing and terms is about bird. Later I will show you that. For this game, player can be 3 or 4, but 4 is the more authentic one. Although the card we use and the way to win is same, but the scoring method is different for each place. The most popular scoring method I think is Hong Kong and Taiwan, but Malaysia also have our own scoring method. In this assignment, we will only explain Malaysia's scoring method. The goal of this game is to get certain combination of cards through a series of substitution. Because only the first player that reach the goal is considered win. You need to prevent your opponent reach goal faster than you. This game is more focused on technique, strategy, and calculation, but it involves a lot of luck. Mahjong can made by many materials, but most of the card is using plastic and crystal acrylic, and some of it made by ivory and bamboo. But those is more expensive than plastic and crystal. This card on my hand is made by plastic acrylic. This part is plastic and this part is acrylic. We can see that it is colorful and solid. This is because the symbol needs to crop first and fill in color. So here is the tool to play Mahjong. First, we need a square table, and then Mahjong, and then some token that can help us count mark, and 2 dice. This is character card. The blue color symbol is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For the red color symbol means 1 is 10,000 in Mandarin. Each of the cards have 4 repeated. So here is the dot card. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Same with character card, each of them have 4 repeated. Here is bamboo card. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Same with other card, each of them have 4 repeated. So here is wind card. This is east, south, west, and north. Each of them have 4 repeated. So here is red card, green card, and white card. But normally we don't call it by color. As we can see, this is a Chinese character, means 中. It can mean center or hit the mark. And this is a Chinese character also. We call 发财. It means getting rich. And this is 白板. If directly translate to English, it called whiteboard. Why I say this origin statement is more reasonable because in Mahjong, almost all the cards can relate to something of catching bird. For example, this is the number of bullets that need to use when catch a bird. This is the price for a bird. And this is the number of birds they catch. This is wind card. They represent the wind they need to carry when they shoot a bullet. And this, in Mandarin, it means 中, it means hit the mark. So this means they successfully hit the bird. And this is 发财. It means when they successfully shoot the bird, they will getting rich. And this is 白板. It means they get nothing. We will call this egg card as flower card. Each of them only have 1 in one set of Mahjong. This 4 card is represent season and this 4 card is represent flower. This means spring, summer, autumn, and winter. This means plum blossom, orchid, chrysanthemum, and bamboo. We will arrange like this because in Chinese culture, plum blossom is represent spring, orchid is represent summer, chrysanthemum represents autumn, and bamboo represent winter. This card only will come out in Malaysia and Singapore Mahjong. This 4 card is joker, this is chicken, this is centipede, this is mouse, and this is cat. This four animal is come out from a Chinese quote that say 猫抓老鼠鸡吃虫. If directly translated in English is cat catch mouse and chicken eat centipede. It means each of them do their work. This four cat is fei. They are wild cat. They can represent any cat beside a flower cat. Oh, I forgot. This egg cat is used as flower cat also. Now I will show you how to play mahjong. First, we need to shuffle the card first. We need to cover all the card and shuffle like this. After shuffle the card, we need to arrange the card. For the last game winner and the opponent opposite him need to arrange 40 cards, and other two players need to arrange 38. So if there's first game, then you just pick people as last game winner. So because I'm the last game winner, so I take first. We need to take four cards one time. And the second player take, third player take. And if this row ends, we take the next row. Like this, we take a 12 card first. So after each of us take 12 card, now we start to take one card only. One card, one card, one card, and one card. And for the last game winner, we take one more. This is skip the. After distribute card, you may see and arrange your card whatever you like. And then now we need to take out all the flower card. For example, now I have one flower card. We need to put it like this and take a card to substitute it. We need to take the card from there. So one only, we take one. And then we put back to our card. The order of substitute flower card is based on the order of distribute card just now. And now we can start the game. As last game winner, we no need to draw a card because just now we took an extra card already. This round we just discard the card we don't want. So I don't want this one, I discard it. And the second player, they need to draw a card first and discard the card they don't want. And the game go like this until someone is win. So this is the card that consider win. We can see it is a combination of few small combination. So this is first part, second part, third part, fourth part, and the fifth part. How can it consider to be a combination? First, it can be a tree of a kind or a straight flush that created by three cards. So we can see this is the straight flush, straight flush, straight flush. And this is a tree of the kind. And this one, we will call it ice in Mandarin. It needs to be a two same card. And then in this combination, we can consider win. It is not a must to have a combination like this. You can be two set of three of the kind and two set of straight flush. But it is a must to have a one pair of eye and only can have one pair. And we need to know the straight flush only can be 3. If 4, it is considered to the second group. There is 4 ways to use other people's card. So for example, second player is take out one card. This card can combine with these two and become 3 of a kind. So we will take it and put it here, and take these 2, put it here. This move we call it pull. And now you need to discard a card you don't want. And it won't become third player turn, it will become second player turn again. And for the second is, for example, the fourth player is discard a card. This card combined with these two can become straight flush. So we take it and take these two out. This move we call 吃, and then we need to discard one card. And it will become second player turn. This move only can do to the player that left side of you. It cannot do to him and him. The third example is a little bit special. The fourth player is discard a card. And this card plus this 3 card will become 4 of a kind. So we take it to here and put this 3 to here. This move we call it gang. And then we need to take one card and discard one card. And it will become the next player turn. So what if the 4 card is originally in your hand already? We call it 暗杠. So we need to cover it up and put it to a side. And we need to take one more card. Again, at there, not here. So it will become next player turn. So now here's the last example. This card is almost winning. It just left 6 characters to become a pair of eye, and plus this small combination it will consider win. So the last player is discard this card. So we are win already. So we need to take this and show this all to people, and we win already. This move we call it Hu. It can do to all players.
Just now what I teach is the simplest way to play Mahjong, but that is not Malaysia way to play. What is the Malaysia way to play Mahjong? We can just add in Malaysia's scoring method. The scoring method is called Fan or point. How many points you win is based on combination of your card. For Malaysia Mahjong, you need to get 5 points to win. If you did not have 5 points and show your card, then you need to give point to all the players because you lied to them. The maximum point for Malaysia Mahjong is 10 points. That means if you get 11 points, we will still count as 10 points. They can categorize in 3 groups. First is flower card, second is small combination, third is big combination based on small combination. For first group is the simplest way to get point. Just now we said that last game win player is first player. According to that logic, if first player get his own number in flower card, that is 1, then he can get 1 point. The first player get first season, spring, or first flower, plum blossom, then he can get 1 point. Other player also following this logic, but last player is more pity, because his flower and season can get point by other people also. That means, if first, second, or third player get winter or bamboo, will get point also. Besides a flower and season, for each joker and animal card, will get 1 point for each. Second group is small combination. If you can get certain card to become 3 of the kind, then you can get 1 point. First is win card. First player have east wind can get 2 points. Second player and third player have east wind can get 1 point. Second player have south wind can get 1 point. Third player have west wind can get 1 point. All player have north wind can get 1 point. Then for red, green and white card, all people can get 1 point for each. For remind, all the card I mentioned should be 3 of the kind. The third group is most complicated, I think. They need to see all of your card. The combination I say now is count as 10 points. First is 大四喜. Translate in English is big 4 happiness. The combination of the card is 3 east wind, 3 south wind, 3 west wind, 3 north wind, and a random pair. Second is 小四喜. Translate in English is small 4 happiness. The combination is either 3 out of 4 wind card that create 3 of a kind. 1 random small combination and 1 random pair. Third is 大三元. Translate in English is big 3 red, green, white card. The combination of the card is 3 red card, 3 white card, 3 green card, 1 random small combination, and 1 random pair. 4 is 全字, translate is all character. But the character in here is not mean character card. The character in here is mean win, red, green, and white card. So the combination is create 4 group of 3 of a kind, either is win, red, green, white card, and 1 pair of win, red, green, or white card. 5th is 18 Rohan. Rohan is Arhat in Mandarin. Arhat is god of Buddhism. His level is lower than Buddha. Because in Buddhism have 18 of them, and this combination have 18 cards, so we will call him 18 Arhat. Normally a win card only have 14 cards. How come have 18? That is because when we get 4 of a kind, we need to put it aside and get 1 more card. If we get 4 times 4 of a kind, then we will have 18 cards. 6 is Pong Pong Hu. The combination is all of your card is 3 of a kind or 4 of the kind. They cannot have straight flush in your card. For sure, you need to have a pair inside your card also. 7 is 4 wild card at start. After distribute the card, if you have 4 wild card, that means you directly win already. Besides that, when you win with 4 wild card, you can get 10 points also. 8 is 门清. Translate in English is door cream. It means in front of you don't have anything. Also means you no need to take other people discard the card to win. Besides that, you can't have any flower card in this combination. But if you take other people discarded card as last card for you to win, you can call it 门清 also. Actually, beside these 3 categories, there is still some special way that cannot put into these 3, because they are not following combination. Their point is based on condition. For example, 海底捞月, translate in English is fish out the moon from sea. This is an idiom. It means the impossible move. Same as this condition. This condition is you need to draw out the last card, and that card is the last card to let you win. This condition can let you earn 10 points. Second is 天胡. Translate in English is heaven win. It means God want you to win. Only first player can achieve this condition. If after distribute card, first player card is already in win combination, then this is 天胡. Achieve this condition can get 10 points. Besides that, if second, third, and fourth card become win combination after draw the first card, we will call it 地胡. It means Earth want you to win. This is 10 points also. Actually, they have many other scoring methods. What I introduced here is most common and must follow. There is many other scoring methods like 7 pair, wild card can count as 1 point and other. Besides scoring, the bluff also need to discuss also. Because some players bluff need to pay 20 points, some players is 10. If you want to add other scoring method, I advise you need to communicate with other players, because it may cause some argument when play in different rooms. So now we already discussed all the scoring method. So who will pay the point? This need to talk about the way to win first. If someone discard a card to let you win, only that people need to pay token to you. If you draw the card yourself and successfully to create a win combination, all the people need to pay token to you. After done this assignment, I have learned something, so I want to share it. So we just treat it as conclusion. Many people think that Mahjong, Pai Cao is only can use in gamble only. But for me, this is just a game, like Dota and LOL. If you want to gamble, we can gamble on anything. Like tomorrow we'll rank or not. Who will win NBA champion and buy stock? So we cannot just say something is just for gamble. That is people want to use it to gamble. Actually, this game contains many cultural things. For example, the flower card, the probosm, bamboo card, and other. Many Chinese people already don't know this flower have one meaning. Although Mahjong cannot teach us the meaning, at least he helped us to remember this 4 flower is very important for Chinese. The thing without changing will eliminate soon. I hope all people can learn how to play traditional board game. Also hope someone can extend or create more new game. For sure that we need to protect traditional thing. but we need to improve it also. Thank you.